balance between who you are, the skills you have, the things that are working for you, the things that are working for you, and the things that are just not working for you. There are things that are blocking you, that are stopping you from really fulfilling the dream that you possibly have had your whole life.
I'm with my fave of all time.
And awesome Miss Lorraine Lawson.
Lorraine Lawson.
Lorraine Lawson. Lorraine Lawson.
Lorraine Lawson. I just love her so much.
Certainly many people who work with me have had a calling or a voice in their head, a feeling in their heart that they have wanted to do this thing for a long time. Some of you, your vision has changed. Some of you, that dream, that manifestation of what you want has shifted over the years, and it should, right? Because who you were and who you are going to become are three very different things. Our society has really held on to who you were in the past, has put a lot of emphasis through the whole psychology world, has put a lot of emphasis on who you were in your past, is dictating who you are today. I don't think anyone would argue that. So who you are today is a makeup of the choices you've made and the choices you didn't make. The experiences you've had and the experiences that you haven't had, the opportunities that were presented for you that you either said yes or no to. And then some of you have really been dealing with proximity, situational circumstances that have really held you back legitimately, excuses, obstacles that have really held you back. All of that is to be said that we are here now. Whatever happened in your past has happened. But in this moment, where you are to where you want to be, we've got to focus on that. Because if we don't, then knowing that you have a dream, knowing that you were even working hard towards a dream, maybe you've even made some plans in the past, maybe you've hired people. Oh my gosh, how many clients of mine have hired PR people and marketing people and have invested so much in production, working with a certain producer maybe that has an incredible bio. You've invested in one song instead of many. You know, you've invested $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on your first song or second song without really making a plan for how you're going to market that song or how you're going to reach or stand on bigger stages, right? Maybe you performed once or twice, but you really want to stand on bigger stages, go on tours. Whatever the dream is, we've got to focus today on where you are to make a plan. Does that make sense for everybody that is watching? I know that most of us are watching on the replay. I'm probably going to tell our guests not to come on. And then we'll make another time for them to come on at a different time. Because obviously people didn't make this particular training a priority. And that's unfortunate because I can't make miracles happen, right? You have to be able to be in a position to say yes and no at the right time. In many ways, having a career, living your dream, even whatever that dream may be for you, is no different than the stock market. It is exactly the same as the stock market. It is like, oh, I should have bought that stock. Well, sure, you should have when you thought about it. I should have bought that house. Yeah, you probably should have when you thought about it, but you didn't take action at the right time. So we have to be really honest with ourselves as to where you really are before we can make a plan towards what you want. Okay? So let's think about that. If I am here and this is my destination and I want to go here. So this is where I am now and this is where I want to go. How do we make a plan is going to be dictated on a cost. There's always a cost. I don't think enough emphasis is placed on this, again, through the psychology world when I watch other, gurus that everyone wants to follow. I don't think enough emphasis is placed on the cost. There's an enormous amount of energy around what is meant for you will be for you. That things will work out in their own time. I just watched Mel Robbins' posted a clip, and it's great, but she's saying, listen, if you haven't achieved what you want right now, you feel like you've worked hard in your life to build the right relationships, you feel like you are making the effort personally to look after yourself, working hard to earn more money, you're working hard to be seen, you're working hard, to fulfill this dream, and it's not happening. And her advice in this clip is that it will happen. You must believe that it will happen. I find that very dangerous. As a coach myself, I find that advice extremely dangerous. And here's why. There's a lot of people that have a dream, you guys being one of them, and how you achieve your dream is always the obstacle. It's like, how? What are the roads that I want to take? The costs that we were just talking about, the time, the effort, the money that it's going to cost you. Your emotional well-being is usually not talked about, but really important, because as you are, making that plan, if you feel like shit with the person that you're working with or that you're hiring, your mojo gets lost, your inspiration gets lost. I don't care. You're not going to make it. You won't make it to where you want. And if you do, my gosh, I have worked with so many people who have actually achieved their dream, never realizing the costs emotionally, their costs financially, the cost to them. And so they get there. A great story is Alessia de Gasparis, who is, "It'll never be like you, only human, can't you see?" I mean, one of the best songs on the planet. Never Be Like You, is at the Grammy Awards. This is her dream. She is nominated for Song of the Year, and this is her dream to be there, and she is crying. She is crying at the table. Miserable. Miserable. Guys, your emotional cost is everything. It's everything. If you're working with the wrong people, maybe they're the right people for somebody else, but the wrong people for you, your dream is not going to come any faster because you're working with that person who has done it in the past. But let me go back to the Mel Robbins advice here, and why I really feel that this is damaging, is that so many talented people are waiting. You are waiting because you believe somewhere within you that you deserve it, that your talent is enough, that you've been told and promised by a lot of people in your life from probably childhood that you deserve this moment, that you should achieve your goals, that you are incredible at what you do, that you've invested the time and the effort and the financial investment to train your skills, to put out the songs, to stand on stages, to reach your audience, and it's not happening. And so when you are told, if you just believe, if you just wait long enough, when the right time for you will happen, it's going to happen for you. I am telling you, this is the most depressing advice I've ever heard in my life. I don't know how it resonates with you, but with me and the people that I have coached, it is so disrespectful to the people who have put in the time. It's disrespectful to say it will happen for you when the right time, or you just might have more. I think one of the points that she made is that you may have more lessons to learn. And until you learn your lesson, you will continue to be stuck in the place you are. And you know what I say to that? Fuck off. Fuck you. Fuck off. That advice really sucks. Because I know people who are in situational circumstances that they can't get out of easily, that they're stuck in a place, yes, possibly by their own choice throughout their life, and they are where they are in this moment. Do you think they deserve it? Do you think the people like in Flin Flan, Manitoba right now, where there are fires, 17,000 people are having to be evacuated, all the people who lost their homes in Los Angeles and anywhere that are, dealing with a natural disaster right now, that somehow they chose it, that there's a lesson for them to learn? Fuck off. There's no lesson, Yeah. Fuck off, honestly. Sometimes there's no lesson. Stop looking. Stop looking for the lesson. You will drive yourself mad trying to figure out why things are working and why things aren't. You are going to drive yourself crazy and possibly invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in therapy and still not get any closer to where you want to be. Okay? Okay, so now that I've gotten that off my chest, I really want us to get to a place where we can stop asking why things happened and start to take responsibility for where you are. Once you know where you are, we can actually make a plan to go forward. So let's do a little exercise right now that is asking your brain, I need you to really look at this, is what are the questions your brain is actually asking, okay? If your brain, okay, so I'm just going to put brain and a question mark. If your brain is asking any of these questions, how do I do it? Please tell me how to do it. I don't know how to do it, okay? If you are asking, when should I do it? When should I invest? When should I, jump on the stage? When should I release the song? What's the right time? Maybe that's a question. What is the right time for me to do A, B, C, D? Where should I do it? Should I change my proximity? Should I go to Nashville? Should I go to LA? Should I go to Toronto? Where should I do it? Okay, are you following what I'm saying? If your brain is asking these kinds of questions, I want you to consider that that is the lowest level of responsibility. If your brain is asking you any of these questions, when should I do it? Where should I do it? How should I do it? I'm not making it wrong. It's natural and honest. But where you are is really the lowest level of responsibility. You probably are not quite ready to take responsibility for your choices. You're probably not quite ready to move forward. I'm not saying to wait until you feel like you're ready. I just want to call out the kind of question. This kind of question to me is not a truly creative person. If where you are and where you want to be, let's go to where you want to be for a moment. What are the qualities you think you need here? What is the level of conversation and questions that you need to achieve your destination? To really reach that goal, to really get on those big, I don't know what your vision is, and today we're going to create it, but let's say it is to go on arena tours, sold out soft seat theaters, for some of you with an orchestra. Maybe it is, sold out merchandise. You want to make a clothing line, a makeup brand. You want to develop things that people are going to wear and enjoy, and you want to be the icon of the star of the show, whatever that looks like, okay? I kind of named some big goals there, but maybe that's not exactly your goals. But what kind of questions do you think J-Lo is asking? What kind of questions do you think, Taylor Swift is asking? Or David Foster? Or, any number of people that you admire, Ryan Tedder? What kind of questions do you think are they asking people, how do I do it? Are they asking, when should I do it? Where should I do it? What should I do next? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that they're actually giving the answers. I think they're saying, hey guys, hey everyone, we need to do this now. We need to make that song. Fucking, I got an idea. Let's go. Can we book the studio? They are driving the fucking bus and they are making the decisions. So this idea of waiting, that your right time is going to come to you when the right time comes to you, is fucking bullshit. If you want to be the master of the show, where people are paying. I just saw Paul Simon at 3 sold out nights at Massey Hall. And my God, if anyone knows any of his music, I'm not a huge fan by any means, but how lovely. A little date night with my husband to go to Massey Hall here in Toronto. Absolutely stunning. He on the ticket says a quiet night with Paul Simon. It couldn't have been quieter, honestly. He was singing, in the sound of silence, He was singing like this. It was so quiet. I thought, oh my God, people have to listen. It was crazy. Like people were listening. I'm going to Graceland, 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 Tennessee. That's as loud as he sang. And his drummer was playing on the drums with his hands because it was so quiet. He had 3 strings, 2 big band. He had a percussion player, a piano player, 2 guitar players. They were playing so quietly. It was amazing. And guess what? He chose that. He said, I want a quiet night. I'm 83 years old. I don't want to play an arena. I'm going to dictate where I want to play. I want to dictate that everyone is going to sit in their fucking seats and listen and hear a pin drop to every word that I say, every word that I sing. I want them to hear every little percussion part and every little flute part and every little... Like, he had a vision. 83 years old, and he still has a vision for himself. And because he said it and declared it in his messaging right on the fucking ticket, he set an expectation of what the audience was going to experience. So no one came expecting a lively, like, you know, the Africana, you know, choir coming out and having this raw, quiet night with Paul Simon. It was exactly that. It was masterful, and his vision was completed. He didn't ask anybody. I'm quite positive of it. And he said to everyone in his team, he delegated the responsibility to execute his vision. This is no one else's vision but you. My job as a coach is only to facilitate. It is not to tell you what to do. It is not to give you the tools. It's not to say, here it is. I'm here to give you options, opportunities to say yes or to say no. Oh my God, do you want to get on a stage and perform? I've got a show for you. And they're like, yes and no. People say yes or, hey, I'm going to book a really cool studio opportunity. Do you want to say yes or no? Great. But there's also a million of you, not a million, I wish there were millions of you. There are tens of you, hundreds of you that book me because you have already created your own opportunity. You've created your own vision. And so then my job is to help you execute that. So I do both. I either execute your vision or I provide the opportunities, just like this training, for you to say yes or no. I can't tell you how many people that I coach still, even though this message, maybe I'm not loud enough in the message. I mean, I could get louder, right? But the message that I have is very different than almost every other person that I am consuming the content, whether it's Mel Robbins, whether it's Whitney Hewland, who's telling people how to be famous. Fuck off. The job here is not to be famous. The job here is how to have a vision for yourself and execute a plan that makes you happy. Like, what are you fucking doing, all of you? It's not fame. If anyone is chasing fame, don't be here, because that's not what I'm coaching. I'm coaching you to run your life, to be responsible for you. And my job is to help you do it. Period. There's no secret formula here. I can, again, offer things that have worked for other people, and we're going to go through that today. Really good vision board shit that actually works. You still get to fill in the blanks. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not doing it because someone told me to. I don't think that's a creative person. It's just not. I mean, if you are truly creative, what does that even mean? If you're a creative person, then you're creating the solution. If you're a creative person, you could be creating a lot of problems. Just the same. And some of you have created so many problems for yourself by working with the wrong people, following the wrong formulas, investing in the wrong things. I know, because creative people will do that too. You create problems just as much as you have the power to create the solution. And the sooner you realize that, the better off you're going to be. There is no divine destiny. If I said to you, now listen, I don't know that. Maybe God is right there listening to me saying, Lorraine, I don't think you should say that to people. But I like the version of God, okay, this is just my own version of the things that resonate with me, that is free will. There's a version of God that says, I have a predetermined destiny for each and every person on this planet. And the evidence thus far up to 2025, and by the way, that's only since Christ was born, so you know that the world has been around for millions of years, okay? So let's also have a little history lesson. The world has been here for millions of years, and civilizations have been wiped out, devastated, destroyed. Wars have taken place, people have died, they're still dying, there are wars happening today. You cannot tell me that karma, being a good person, is fucking gonna make you win. You're gonna be a good person for the rest of your life. I don't want you to do that. I just don't. You're gonna be waiting forever thinking, I'm a good person, and where is my reward? Where is the trophy? Where is the Grammy nomination? Where's the ticket sales? Where are the opportunities to open for people? Because I'm so fucking talented, and my mother told me so, and my teachers told me so, and my friends told me so, my producers told me so, my PR agent told me so, my manager told me so. Like, there will be people in your life who are going to promise you the moon and the stars. It has happened to me, and it has happened to lots of talented people that I have coached, and I can tell you, it happens. Because it's just like investing again in that startup company. How many startup companies have been able to get the investment that they need? I don't know if anyone has watched any of these kinds of movies. They're really good for creative people to watch, is like the investment world and following actually business success and failure and see what they're doing, because it's no different than what you guys are doing. So you are a startup business. It's the same. And you can get people on board who believe in your idea and your vision. But just because you have that vision doesn't mean that you're going to get there. And even if you invest your $1 million, that you're able to get people to invest in you even, doesn't mean that that startup is going to be successful. It doesn't mean that the restaurant is going to be, in fact, restaurants are like the worst success rate of any business, you know? Like to think about all the chefs, think about all the people who have invested in their training, their culinary skills. They've worked at some of the best restaurants in the world, and they open their own and they fail. You are no different. There is no promised land here, okay? So I just really needed to start this training with the truth, okay? Are we all okay with that? Like, I'm not upsetting anyone. I probably did upset people, but I'm just gonna be honest. I'm going to be honest. Okay, good. So let's go back to this. What is your brain actually saying? So the people who are in the mentorship program, who are doing the summer mentorship program over the next 90 days, I have given you a journal. And in this journal, you have a daily different questions, prompts, yes, to really affirm the who you are. Not who you were, but who you are, and then who you need to be. I started this training saying that there's 3 versions of ourselves at any given moment. There is the past version of yourself, there is the current version of yourself that most of you are not actually seeing at all, and then there's the future you, which I do believe you see. Like, you know, one of the things that I've also noticed with real creatives, truly creative people, is you have no problem dreaming. You have no problem seeing yourself on the stage. None at all. It's the problem ultimately is in the where you are. You just don't see it. You don't see where you really are and the work that really needs to be done right now in order to achieve where you want to be. Okay? Was that clear? Good. So what does your brain say right now? Is it asking how? How do I do it? Is it saying what to do, when to do it, where to do it? And are you kind of in an emotional state of begging, desperation, pleading, scared, vulnerable, fearful? Because when we ask a lot of those questions, there's a lot of anxiety often around them. Okay, there's a lot of anxiety because there's so much desire to reach this. There's so much love, desire, wanting this, that when you ask the questions, it gets a little wrapped up in desperation instead of something that we absolutely need to be a creative person, which is inspiration. If you can't separate those two things, if you don't realize that when you're asking the question, how do I feel when I ask it, and then train your brain, train your feelings. Because if the feelings, again, are out of some fear, I don't want you to take action at all. Meaning, wait. Now train your brain to flip it to inspiration and desperation are this close. Excitement and anxiety are this close. That the emotions are so fucking similar, and if you don't train your brain and your heart to recognize the difference, you're going to be operating in the wrong place. There is a great author, oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. See, I'm so bad with names. He wrote a huge marketing book. I think he wrote The Purple Cow. Somebody will find his name. Okay. Very big. Very big. Okay. He's on every podcast. Amazing marketing strategist, the best in the world, whatever the fuck his name is. Amazing, brilliant. And he's saying you can work hard. Work hard, spin your wheels, be busy, work hard, in the fucking wrong direction. And unless someone goes, I don't think you're in the right place. Like, unless someone pokes you I'm poking on the shoulder today. I'm saying you might be working hard, but on the wrong thing. And because your emotional state is not actually where you need to be a truly creative person. Because creativity out of desperation doesn't work. It's like a magnet going in the opposite way. If we want to attract people, we want to attract people in the inspiration that we are generating, and they find that attractive. So any of you who want an audience here, if you don't separate anxiety from excitement, desperation from inspiration, you are going to be functioning. Okay, you're busy, you're moving forward, but in the wrong direction. Okay. This was awesome. Bye-bye.